The first one was Swing Shift. So we did that and we met there, we fell in love, and then we got together and we had a baby.
She had one of those smiles that could brighten a whole room, a kind of warmth people felt even before she spoke. Goldie Hawn, Hollywood's Golden Girl, Oscar winner, the comedian who made America laugh for decades. Yet behind that glittering, joyful glow was a woman searching for something deeper, something real. And as we walk through her extraordinary journey today, don't forget to tap the like button and subscribe if you love stories from classic Hollywood. It helps the channel more than you know and keeps these vintage tales alive. Goldie's road to stardom began early. Raised in a Jewish household in Maryland, she and her sister Patty spent their childhood unaware that they once had an older brother, Edward Jr., who died in infancy. Her parents put her in dance lessons at just 3 years old, and immediately it was clear she had a gift far beyond her age. By 10, she was already performing in the Nutcracker with the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo, owning the stage like she had been born for it. By the mid-1960s, she was branching into acting with roles such as Romeo and Juliet, even running her own ballet school while still barely an adult. Not long after, she dropped out of college to pursue performing full-time and made her professional dancing debut in Can-Can at the New York World's Fair. Soon she was doing go-go gigs in New York and New Jersey, moving with a confidence and presence that caught everybody's attention. Hollywood didn't take long to notice. Her big moment came in 1968 when she joined Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Audiences instantly fell for that infectious laugh and giddy energy. That same year, she made her film debut in the one and only, genuine, original family band, but it was 1969's Cactus Flower that changed everything. The role earned her an Academy Award and a Golden Globe, proving she wasn't just funny, she was a force. From there, Goldie churned out hit after hit. There's a Girl in My Soup, Butterflies Are Free, The Sugarland Express, Shampoo, Foul Play, Seems Like Old Times, and the blockbuster Private Benjamin, which earned her another Oscar nomination. She became one of the defining stars of her era. Films like Overboard, Death Becomes Her, The First Wives Club, and later The Christmas Chronicles showed that her charm never faded. But beyond the cameras, life wasn't so glamorous. Before fame took hold, Goldie had her share of early romances. She dated actor Mark Goddard and singer Spiro Agnew. But her first deep, serious relationship was dancer and actor Gus Trikonis, best known for West Side Story. They met in the late 60s while touring, and she once admitted she felt like marrying him the moment she saw him. The two wed in Hawaii in May 1969. But as Goldie's career shot upward, Gus struggled to find steady work. Their lives began heading in different directions, slowly drifting apart. By 1973, they separated, though she didn't file for divorce until New Year's Eve 1975. By the time the divorce was finalized in June 1976, Goldie was already committed to someone new. And only weeks later, she married again. Her second husband was musician and actor Bill Hudson of the Hudson Brothers. Their relationship began like something out of one of her movies. A first-class flight from New York to Los Angeles, instant chemistry, and a whirlwind romance. They married on July 3, 1976, in her hometown and soon welcomed 2 children, Oliver and Kate, both of whom would grow up to become successful actors. But like her previous marriage, this one fell apart quickly. Bill filed for divorce in 1980, later admitting he had doubts even on their wedding day. He recalled that right after they exchanged vows, Goldie turned to him and asked, "Are you sure we did the right thing?" The question haunted him. Bill claimed he was committed to building a traditional family, but he believed Goldie wanted more freedom, something looser than the marriage he imagined. After the split, things only grew more strained. Bill said he felt pushed aside in his children's lives, which caused him more pain than anything else. Even Gus Trikonis eventually spoke out, saying Goldie had changed once success arrived. According to him, she started running in circles with stars like Barbra Streisand and Jack Nicholson, and he didn't recognize the person she was becoming. Bill was equally blunt. He said Goldie projected a sweet, wholesome image in public, but behind closed doors, he found her manipulative and selfish. What upset him most was her claim that their marriage had been open, something he firmly denied.
And the heartbreak of feeling distanced from his kids stayed with him for years. So while Goldie looked like Hollywood's eternal ray of sunshine, her personal life was tangled with heartbreak, fractured marriages, and heavy emotions. Yet she kept moving forward, raising her children, building her foundation, and eventually allowing herself to love again. Goldie first crossed paths with Kurt Russell way back in 1966 while working on the one and only genuine original family band. She was 21, he was 16, and though nothing happened then, she later admitted she thought he was adorable. Still, neither was interested in dating another actor. 17 years later, fate stepped back in. In 1983, Kurt arrived for his audition for Swing Shift, hungover, nervous, and not expecting much. When Goldie walked in, the first words out of his mouth were, "Man, you've got a great figure." It should have been embarrassing, but she just smiled and said, "Why, thank you." And just like that, whatever tension there was disappeared.
Their first date belonged in a rom-com. They went dancing at the Playboy Club, then swung by a house Goldie had recently bought. She didn't have the keys yet, so they broke in. Literally. As they wandered through the empty home, sparks began to fly. But before things could go further, the police arrived. They ended the night at a hotel instead. And Kurt later said with a grin, "That was our first date. It was a lot of fun." Once filming for Swing Shift started, they finally got time together and their connection deepened. Goldie said Kurt's honesty was what drew her in. He wasn't playing games, wasn't trying to charm her with tricks. But the thing that captured her heart most was how he treated her kids. She would bring Oliver and Kate to set, and every time she watched him interact with them, her feelings grew stronger. She said he was amazing with them, such a natural. That was when she realized this wasn't just chemistry, it was family. In 1986, 3 years after they began dating, they welcomed their son Wyatt, joining Oliver, Kate, and Kurt's son Boston from his previous relationship. Although they never married, they felt no need to sign paperwork to confirm what they already knew. They were a family. In 2021, Goldie posted a birthday message that captured everything she adored about Kurt. She called him brilliant, lovable, mischievous, childlike, infuriating in the most charming ways, a devoted father, and deeply funny. And she ended with, "I can't imagine my life without you at any age. You're the catch, and you're all mine." Over the years, their love even made its way onto the screen. Their 1987 classic, Overboard, became a fan favorite because the chemistry felt authentic, because it was. They revisited the film together in 2020 when it happened to come on TV, and Goldie smiled, saying, "It was so fabulous how we started." Their playfulness appeared publicly too. At the 1989 Oscars, they walked on stage together to present. Goldie joked that they were co-stars, companions, and a couple. Kurt added, "There's only one thing. We're not married." The room erupted in laughter. Goldie teased back, "Is that a proposal?" Kurt smirked. "We'll talk about that later tonight." It was sweet, effortless, and very much them. They built decades of memories, premieres, family milestones, becoming grandparents to 7 grandchildren, and celebrating every step of life together. In 2017, they shared one of their most emotional moments when each received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Kurt looked at Goldie and said, "To you, I owe my wonderful life. I cherish you." It was one of those rare public Hollywood moments that felt genuine. Their bond continued on screen when they starred in the Christmas Chronicles films, with their son Oliver even joining them in a cameo. They were careful about acting together, but when they did, it always felt special. By 2024, Goldie finally explained what made Kurt the one person who truly fulfilled her emotionally. On Conan O'Brien's podcast, she said it wasn't just attraction or charm, it was his shared devotion to family. That, she said, was the glue that bound them instantly. She later added connection matters as much as love, belonging, humor, flexibility.
Their relationship, she said, has elasticity. It bends, but it never breaks. By 2025, after 41 years together, they walked the Oscars red carpet looking as in sync as ever. Goldie glowed in yellow. Kurt looked timeless in a black tux. Asked about their journey, Kurt kept it simple. We still like being together. And maybe that's the heart of their story, choosing each other day after day, through fame, chaos, family changes, even frightening break-ins that eventually led them to leave Malibu for Palm Desert. Through everything, the bond held. So tell me, what's your favorite Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell moment? Let me know in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and stick around for more untold stories from Hollywood's wild past.